unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. We unpacked. Daughter of Muhammad Ali. Rumble, young man, rumble. I shook up the world. Ah! Daughter of Muhammad Ali, Leila Ali, sets the record straight on Claressa Shields. In her way, she's trying to expose Claressa Shields for fabricated beef. And she tries to lay the smackdown on the GWOAT and her misdirected anger in a brand new leaked video. In this video, we are going to go through it, hear what Leila Ali had to say about Claressa Shields, and then, of course, I will give you the ego thoughts and fully unpack what's going on right here. Women's boxing definitely heating up.
This one is so detached and delusional.
So, let's get it cracking. Roll the clip.
This one is so detached and delusional that she actually praises my father while trying to trash his daughter.
Yeah, we had Leila Ali, but she can't do for women's boxing what I'm doing.
Because I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali. Because I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali.
I think it's Muhammad Ali, it's Floyd Mayweather, me. That's it.
Learn from Muhammad Ali. If you don't validate yourself first, nobody else ever will.
You know, she wants to be like in the public and keep her name tied to mine because I'm young and popping. Right now, it's my time. And she wants to keep her name connected to mine. Listen, Muhammad Ali would never. Her daddy would never. Her daddy would never.
Right off rip, I gotta say, I'm feeling the fact that Leila Ali spoke a couple words and then started showing receipts. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know ego and how I get down. I give everybody a fair shake. I'm fair. I'm reasonable. All that good stuff. But y'all know I like when people show receipts. And she's bringing up these old clips of Claressa Shields. So there's no doubt about, you know, what was said. I do respect that. Let's continue.
Daddy would never. Her daddy would never. Maybe she don't have that in her genes.
Now, what father would embrace someone like her or want to be associated with someone like her while she's trying to tear down his very own child? My father was the greatest of all time because not only did he have a beautiful, one-of-a-kind style in the ring, he was also a remarkable individual outside of it. He used his platform to uplift and inspire people. He carried himself with integrity, kindness, and grace. He was someone our community could be proud of, and he represented us well. You know what my father would say? She's a generic wannabe. My father would not want to share his name or image with her. She does not represent anything about him in the ring or outside of the ring. Now, many of us, including myself, had high hopes for her. I supported her. I sent her off in the right direction, but she has become a disappointment. She is a horrible representation of both the sport and our culture.
Beneficial. Fuck them if they win against you. You don't need them bitches with you. Her man ain't got no balls, so you know his dick little. Not them fake hoes, do it for the real women. I ain't fuck this.
Hey, I ain't even going front. I knew I was going to cover this in an unpacked, so I don't like to do the same work twice. This is my live reaction. Like, I didn't proofread and hear what was being said, so everything's on the spot. And Leila Ali, she's cutting deep. She's cutting pretty deep.
Some bitches with you. Her man ain't got no balls, so you know his dick little. Not them fake hoes, do it for the real women. I ain't fuck this nigga 2 years still bitching.
Girls who think they just so pretty and just because they born light skin that they just all that. That they can come up with shit talking shit. I look better than you. I look better than you, so you can get off my shit. Light skin, red bone. Yeah, get your funny looking ass up out of here. I don't play with these hoes.
You have a clear picture of what our relationship was and what exactly happened in the past that led to today. Now, do you believe I'm jealous of her accomplishments?
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. I ain't gonna front. I wasn't expecting that. Leila Ali, like, she started going in. Now, here's my thing. This situation is not my beef. Like, this is two women, two girls, they going at it. So I'm just giving you kind of my spin and my take on what I'm hearing. And I like Claressa Shields and her confidence, her energy. Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite fighters. I like Leila Ali. And I feel here without, like, again, don't confuse me with nobody else. I speak for me and me only. So don't lump me in with like, oh, you hate this person and that. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. This is their beef. But Claressa Shields, there are times, in my opinion, where her bravado and her confidence is definitely not going to be taken and well received from the public. Like the clip that Leila Ali, she's like, you're not a good spokesperson for women. You're not a good ambassador, pretty much what she was saying. There's an Instagram live that she included in that clip where Claressa Shields was like, light-skinned women are always the ones that are hating, right? Light-skinned chicks always hating, and I look better than you, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, as somebody who's light-skinned himself, the colorism stuff is whack, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, bro. Growing up and, like, hearing certain things, like, people have all these misconceptions, like, light-skinned people are soft, and light-skinned people are this and that, and, you know, da-da-da-da. Light-skinned people, if you push them, they'll fall like that. You know what I mean? And the colorism stuff is whack because anybody who's lived a real life and been around the block, you got light-skinned people that are hard. They some of the hardest dudes that, you know what I mean, people you don't want to mess with, people da-da-da-da, right? But then there are some light-skinned dudes that they're soft. But the same goes for dark-skinned dudes too. There's some dark-skinned dudes that, you know, they with it. They with all smoke. They solid. They reputable. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of dark-skinned dudes that done snitch. They in paperwork. You know, they ran. You know what I mean? Like, so when I hear these, like, stereotypes, I don't really jive well with, like, a lot of the stereotypes. And then to have it perpetuated by fellow black people, it's not a good look. So when Claressa Shields said that, immediately that was one of the things where I'm like, yeah, this ain't good. That's not a good look. You know, framing it like out of the whole internet, the only hate you're getting or the mass amount of hate you're getting is coming from light-skinned chicks because they're jealous of you and you look better than them. That's not a good play, because I know for a fact there's a lot of, like, online hate. I've been doing this longer than Claressa Shields has been a pro, longer than a lot of people have been a pro. You know what I mean? And I'm here to tell you, a lot of the hateful comments are from racists and the race fans. You know what I mean? That are saying like this, and that, and blah, 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 and like over the top stuff, you know? So to isolate it and frame it as if all the hate's coming from light-skinned women, I highly, highly doubt that, because online you have a bird's eye view. Like, for example, Claressa Shields is respected as a fighter, so I'm sure she gets hundreds of positive comments, but you can't be insecure, or you can't you know, let comments get to you and then see those few comments where someone's saying negative and then those stick out. And then maybe this comment or that, maybe that was a light-skinned chick. But the internet's tricky. That's another reason I don't like to do this, because the internet's tricky. Some people will put out-of-pocket stuff and then their profile picture, their PFP, won't even be them. Like, I've seen and caught people where it's not a black person at all, and they'll come on my channel trolling, and their thumbnail, their PFP, their avatar or whatever is of a black person. So it's not even a real black person. It's somebody pretending to be black and then saying like, oh yeah, I'm black and Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather suck. You know what I mean? So realistically, if you're on an Instagram live with somebody hating, you don't even know, unless you do some deep dive and research, if these are like real people. So to identify it as the hate you're receiving is light-skinned females, you know, I don't think that was a good, that particularly, I don't think that was a good look for Claressa Shields. And then I know Claressa has rubbed people the wrong way when she's calling out men, you know, Keith Thurman and stuff like that. Me, I'm being realistic. I respect Claressa Shields. I like her. I like what she's done. But I don't want to see Keith Thurman fight no Claressa Shields. You ain't never heard me like really advocate for that. I know Claressa spars with men and has and stuff like that, but it's a bit different with no headgear. And I'm not talking like Claressa Shields versus like an unaccomplished man. You know what I mean? Like a guy off the street, she'll probably beat the brakes off somebody like that. But I'm talking about if like Keith Thurman's a multi-time champion and he got cracks. That's a different fight. And like, why? That's another thing. Speaking of the light skin angle, why did Claressa Shields target Keith Thurman particularly? Like, she kept calling him out. Like, there's other people like Errol Spence, Crawford, or whatever. Like, how'd you land on Keith Thurman? Light skin. Beefing with Tank Davis, light skin. Leila Ali, she's light skinned to me. You know what I mean? And to be honest, she's beautiful. Leila Ali is beautiful. Like, she's 48 years old, take care of herself. She looked good. And then I heard on the recent interview from Claressa Shields, when she mentioned Leila Ali, she said something to the effect of like, oh, you weren't the best of your generation. It was Ann Wolfe. And she also said that, you know, you're not the GOAT. You're just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And one of the other comments that she said was pretty slick, but I caught it. Claressa said something to the effect of like, oh, Miss Beautiful Ali daughter or something. She said something and talked about her looks. And for me, I thought that was kind of weird because it was almost out of nowhere that she brought up. So to me, that looks like almost like there's something deeper there for you to have randomly brought up her looks. Like, you know what I mean? Not like I beat you in the ring or you ducked Ann Wolfe or whatever. She was saying that stuff too. But then she randomly brought up Leila Ali's beauty. And I thought that was really like out of place for what the rest of what she was saying. So I believe I found it. Here's the clip of Claressa Shields on Gilly and Wallow, and she was speaking on Leila Ali.
You and Leila Ali going on, that's not going to happen, that fight?
Come on now, listen.
Did she turn the money down?
She did, and I'm going to take the high road like Terrence Crawford and say she was the best in her era. Actually, I'm not going to lie. Ann Wolfe was the best in her era, and I'm the best in this era. Leila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is right.
Come on, Leila can rumble though.
She can't rumble like Ann Wolfe. I said who's the best from that era. Ann Wolfe would have knocked Leila Ali out. You know who Ann Wolfe is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Okay.
Because you know she would have knocked Leila so pretty ass out. That's the truth.
See, when you talking, damn.
See, that's the spot that I'm talking about. She said, like, it's one thing to, like, have your beef or whatever and talk about Ann Wolf, because I love Ann Wolf. Her knockout of Vonda Ward is one of my favorite knockouts of all time, men or women. That was just cold. And people don't know Vonda Ward was big. She was like 6'7", 6'6", and Ann Wolf, like, bow. A lot of y'all don't know y'all boxing. Leave it to me. I know boxing. Ann Wolf was also in the Wonder Woman movie. So I know my boxing. I know my heritage. I don't, like me, I just love boxing. So I like Claressa. I like Laila. I like Ann Wolf. They all, brought different unique things to the game. But that clip right there on the Gilly and Wallow, to me, that wasn't a good look. She said, it's one thing to say Ann Wolf would have knocked out Leila Ali. That's subjective because they didn't fight, Then she said in this clip that Laila ducked her. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do we really know? I know people say that, but what I'm saying is I don't know what was going on in whatever late 90s, 2000s, why it didn't happen, because women's boxing wasn't really on the forefront. Like, you got promoters and networks now where they'll put some money behind some women's boxing, and you can see Katie Taylor Serrano Part 3 on Netflix and Part 2 on Netflix on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson card. The game wasn't like that before. You didn't really have, you had Christy Martin, Leila Ali, Ann Wolf, and now they're making a movie with Christy Martin. Like, now it's fashionable to talk some of these women's stories. Whereas before, I don't know how much money. So I don't know all the particulars to just say it's a flat out duck. Like, people do this with Floyd Mayweather too. They say he ducked Margarito and ducked Paul Williams. Based on what? Okay, I get it. They didn't fight. But just because you didn't fight, that don't mean it's a duck right off rip. Like, was there a contract and then Floyd Mayweather crumpled it up and then Kobe, and threw it in the trash can? Was, Paul Williams like on board and then Floyd said no? Like, what are we talking about? But people, when they don't see certain fights, I can think of a lot of fights that did, like Mike Tyson didn't fight David Tua. That would have been a great fight. Was it a duck? I can't say either person ducked the person, right? Unless it's like some Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe stuff, right? So me knowing my boxing history and knowing the politics of this dirty, corrupt sport, I'm not just going to throw the duck jacket unless there's like a paper trail. Like, I talk about ducks more so in this era because we got YouTube. We got social media. We got ways to like put the promoter said this, you posted it. We could pull up the receipts a bit more. I can't pull up no Leila Ali receipts with Ann Wolf other than like hearsay, right? So it's one thing that you said that, but then when you start talking about Ann Wolf would have knocked out Miss Oh So Pretty Leila Ali, huh? Like, that to me, that was out of nowhere. Like, that seemed more catty, like more like a female comment. Like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, they were rivals, but I don't think Crawford would say, oh, I'm about to knock out Mr. Oh So Perfect, oh so handsome Errol Spence. Like that's, I don't know. Maybe it's a female thing. I don't know. I'm not a female. But for me listening to that, the fact that you even highlighted Miss Oh So Pretty, like, that's not her nickname. Leila Ali is not like, to my knowledge, her nickname ain't like Oh So Pretty. So the fact that you even brought up her looks was, to me, telling.
It's hard to even come back for this one because I love Laila too. I love you. And it's just like, I just wanted to see some competitive action going on.
Right.
I don't think it'd be as competitive as everybody think. I think that she's a big woman. She got big hands, big feet, big head. But as far as
I seen that thing with you and Leila Ali going on. That's not gonna happen, that fight?
Come on now, listen.
Did she turn the money down?
She did, and I'm gonna take the high road like Terrence Crawford and say she was the best in her era. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Ann Wolf was the best in her era, and I'm the best in this era. Leila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
No, come on, we ain't gonna do
no,
that.
that is
Come
right.
on,
She
you
can
want
really
Layla to rumble,
fight.
though.
She
Interject.
can't rumble like Ann Wolf. I said who's the best from that era. And Wolf would have knocked Leila Ali out. You know who Ann Wolf is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Okay.
Because you know she would have knocked Layla, oh so pretty ass out.
Yeah, like to me, I just thought that aspect of it was unnecessary to say, "Oh, so pretty." Like, why'd you even include that? You could have just said, "And Wolf would have knocked out Leila Ali," you know, because other people probably share that. But when you start making it personal, that's just not a good look. And for me, again, Claressa, she's the GOAT. She's doing her thing. She gonna make money. I'm not here to offend. I'm just keeping it real. For me, I don't talk like I try like it'd have to be a real extreme situation. I don't like going at legends. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to go at a legend. Like I would probably take the high road when we're talking about legendary people that paved the way, because from my perspective, let's say there was like, even though I'm the pioneer, I'm the originator in boxing talk in the digital format. So I don't really have this, but let's say there was a person before me that he was really the one that ushered in boxing talk on YouTube and podcasting and social media. If I then went at that person who's a known legend, and then like nepotism, the son of a legend, like let's say Floyd Mayweather's kid or something was like the first person to really do the boxing talk, right? And then I'm dissing them. I just feel like it won't be received well. Like people would like, oh, you hating. You know what I mean? I feel like that's, my mama always told me to pick your battles. Leila Ali is 48 years old. She's lineage. She's like part of boxing lineage just based on her last name alone, right? Then on top of that, retiring undefeated and what she did in her own regard at a time when women's boxing wasn't as promotable, right? I just feel like picking this battle, like, again, I get it. She's the fighter and you're two different generations. So for me, I'm looking at it like, what is there really to gain here? You know, what do you really gain from it? Like if you fought a 48-year-old Leila Ali and you beat her, I mean, people would be like, she's 50. Jake Paul just beat an aged Mike Tyson. And then, you know, real boxing heads, they're not looking at it like, oh, that's prime Mike Tyson, Jake Paul beat. So I just feel like it's really a slippery slope with going at legends, because I feel like more often than not, it'll hurt you more than help you. That's what I truly believe, right? Like when Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson looked like a shell of his former self, it made people mad at Jake Paul. Like it didn't look like, okay, he won, but people were like literally mad, leaving comments, and I wasted my time. They were mad because seeing a legend kind of like lose to a YouTuber, you knew he had been past it. So I don't know Leila Ali's training. She looks in shape. Her body's tight to me, but I'm not even saying whether she will win or lose. I'm just saying you got to pick your battles and look at these situations. If she turned down the money or whatever, the fight's not happening, to keep going at her, I just don't see the real gain there. So I think it's a slippery slope when we're talking about legends. When you got to go at a legend, you're especially someone connected to boxing lineage, like Muhammad Ali's daughter. You know what I mean? Like just based on that, like I love Brandon Lee and Bruce Lee, but if I came up doing action movies in the 90s and I'm dissing Brandon Lee, you have to understand that, and I would never do this because I love Brandon Lee and I love Bruce Lee. I love The Crow, Rapid Fire, Showdown Little Tokyo. Come on, bro. I'm a real martial arts head. But I'm just giving you guys examples of where I'm coming from. If I was an action star in the 90s, like, or even let's say Van Damme, bang, right? And Van Damme start going at Brandon Lee right off the bat, because of who he is and who he's connected to forever, because they share the same blood, you're already shooting yourself in the foot because people are going to be split. People who are diehard, Muhammad Ali infected and got the, like, I still see they be doing the little boxing trivias on the like Instagrams and stuff, and who's the greatest, who's the GOAT. People still say Muhammad Ali. So just that you're attacking his daughter, like she said, Leila Ali said that. She was like, how you gonna praise my father and say he's the greatest, the GOAT, but then you attacking his daughter? You think my father would have liked you? You know what I mean? So again, back to the Brandon Lee analogy. If Van Damme was going at Brandon Lee, you know, it's a slippery slope because people love Bruce Lee. And just the fact that that's his son, you're already going to miss certain people just with that. You're going at the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali's daughter, and you're going at her hard, talking about she just Muhammad Ali's daughter. She would have been whooped. She's a duck. And then making it sound personal, like Miss Oh So Pretty. I personally do not think this benefits Claressa Shields. You know, there's other fights for her, people that are kind of her age and stuff like that. And then also you look at the difference in speech and how Leila Ali handled it. You know, she got a nice little dress on in her crib. Don't even have to box anymore. And she's just speaking her mind. Claressa Shields, I guess what I'm saying is when I'm looking at the tape, Shields makes it sound too personal. And that is also dangerous to me. You know, when you're making it sound so personal, like you just have a disdain for her. And this is also somebody who like helped pave the way for women's boxing. I just don't think it's a amazing look, you know, and I really don't know how the public would truly receive it. She's like, call it nepotism or whatever you want, but she's ingratiated in boxing based on her dad's accomplishments and then her own. This is her son. Her son even looks like Muhammad Ali. You see that? That's a picture of her son. Her son looked like Muhammad Ali. So just know, Claressa, she's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not telling her not to. But when you chart that path, you're already going to lose certain people because of who you're dealing with. This is not like Alicia Baumgardner or something, you know what I mean? And that's not a disrespect to her, but I'm just saying, like, you going at Michaela Mayer, those girls are your age, you know, and their dad's not like universally accepted as one of the greatest boxers of all time. So I don't really see a win here, but that's my opinion. We unpacked. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. For more boxing breakdowns and unpacks like this, subscribe. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.